Kia ora koutou. Welcome everybody to the Alpine Ice Sports and Entertainment Center. My name's Matt Chavez, here with Lucy Eccleton today on color, and we're going to be calling, well, today's game is the West Auckland Admirals coming into Christchurch to play the Canterbury Red Devils. Season ender series for both teams. This will conclude the regular season this Saturday and the Sunday games to wrap up the season, but it will end the Red Devils season. The Admirals will be moving on as they have qualified for the playoffs, and this weekend's action will not change the standings, or at least meaningfully in the playoff race. There is a chance that the Phoenix Thunder, with a win tonight, could jump the Red Devils in the final standings, but all things considered, that they lost 12-2 last night, probably unlikely. So that you're looking at the setup, and the Admirals will be looking to get themselves ready to play their crosstown rivals, the Botany Swarm, in the semifinals for the NZIHL playoffs. So as we get ready to go here, the Red Devils playing for some pride and some new ice time for some players. We have a couple of changes. Chris Hunt out today. Ryan Ritchie taking his place in the lineup. Tom Scotter, the starting goalie for the Red Devils, and he'll be going up against, I believe it was Jaden Pert that the Admirals are starting. So we'll get started here. First period action here in Christchurch. We are underway. Dan Nichols throwing it into the corner. Throws it deep. The Admirals pick it up, and they set up their offense. The captain coming down here, Justin Daigle, throwing it to Rooney. Rooney with a quick wrist shot that goes up and high into the glass, stays in. And that goes deep to Nichols. Nichols tries to flip that out, and he does. That's going to go around. No icing here. Some quick changes for the Devils, and the Admirals reset. Joe Orr trying to get a hold of that. Esposito had it for a moment, then he had that taken away. And that puck flipped up from Dallimore and Taylor Rooney, just out of play on that left side. So Lucy, another quick start here, and we're flying already here in Christchurch. What's the outlook today as far as the Red Devils for you?
Well, like you say, it's we have quite a few new players on today, whether they've played this season or not. For me, it'll be interesting to see how they play without Chris Hunt. I think him and Ethan Esposito have been real assets for the team. Yeah. Speaking
of Esposito in the corner back here, he gets it out to Brown. Brown with a low shot, kick save, flipped in front. Dallimore with a quick wrister, and a good save by Justin Daigle. Dallimore has had the hot hand. He had 5 goals the last home weekend, and when they went down to Dunedin, they got one in overtime on the Sunday game, and it was Liam Dallimore's winner in overtime that gave him the win. So somebody to watch there today. Face-off won by the Devils. That's Ryan Ritchie in the corner there. They're kind of pinned in. Let me see if I can get that. And Ritchie cycles it backwards around. Played behind the net. Held in for just a moment. And it's the Admirals with the puck trying to break out. They get out of the zone. Brown's going to collect that, though. Off of Vesper. And Hodge knocking it around. Up to Ritchie. Back to Brown. Brown to Ritchie, but he can't handle it. And it's Chamberlain with the puck halfway up. He dumps and chases, and it's Scotter knocking it behind the net. That's turned over. Shot by Regan. Good save there. Regan getting that puck back for a moment, but he's got to get it out to the point. And the Admirals looking to get something on the board quickly here, and they are cycling through. That's Kennedy holding it in for a moment. And then Reese knocking it all the way down to allow for the Red Devils to get off the ice and to take on the Admirals' second line here. Admirals bring it in the zone. Leave it back to the point. Kennedy with it. Wrister shot. Deflected. It goes in front of the goal. Scotter turned around, but he's in good position for the moment, and that skitters away into the corner. Esposito carefully knocking it forward. Up to Orr, and then it's Dallimore on him on the break. Shot and a goal! Dallimore opens the account, and the hot hand gets another one. 1-0 the score, and the Red Devils take the lead over the Admirals early this Saturday afternoon.
That is not the outcome I was expecting from that business down in the Devil's Net there.
Not at all. Yeah, Scotter being on his back and turning around, you just think, well, what's going to happen here? But it was Esposito very carefully taking, well, let's see there. Now they've got 6 on the ice here. We'll see what's going on. Apparently they're making some lineup changes. They're not really sure who's staying on or not. This is interesting. Trying to just get to the correct number of players. Esposito going back out on the ice. Apparently because of some Scotter's helmet, they had to get the correct people back on the ice. Don't know what that rule is or why that was enforced after a goal, but I'm sure I'll learn about it later. Somebody will call me and tell me, or tell me after the game, I promise. Long shot. Scotter gloves it. He drops it, leaves it for Hopkins. Hopkins plays it to the half boards, but it's intercepted. And Moses throws it around. He gets it back. That's off of a skate blade. Moses again off that side, looking for a pass through the crease. It goes through. It gets to Orr on the other side. Moses can't hold on to it. A collective groan from the crowd, but it's Hayward Jones throwing it back in the zone for the Admirals. Flip back out, and Hayward Jones has it again. Cross ice to Daigle. Daigle back to Hayward Jones. And now Woodson Lee turned over at mid-ice. Orr passing it, and another chance here for Dallimore, but he's double teamed this time as the Admirals have figured that part out. And it is Meisternock with the puck halfway up the ice. His backhand's intercepted, but that's taken away. And Dallimore trying to get that out of the zone. Again, Daigle with another good move, but that is going to break out. And the Admirals reset. Kuntz with it, but he turns it back to Dallimore. Long shot, blocker save into the corner. And the Admirals choose to slow it down here as the Red Devils get fresh legs. Vandermeulen passes it across the ice. Shot, and good glove save by Scotter again. Flashing the leather and keeping the Admirals off the board this afternoon. And it's going to be Vandermeulen to take this one against Boole. Face-off won by Vandermeulen. Wrister, and that goes out of play. It was Gareth McLeish with the heavy shot, and that goes out of play. We'll do it again. 15:51 to go here. 1-0 the score. The Red Devils are indeed on top early in this one this Saturday afternoon at the Alpine Ice. Admirals behind the net looking for something. Looks like Vandermeulen looking for a pass out to McLeish. He takes it from the blue line, hits the backboard, comes out a little bit hard, and Dodwell passes it to neutral. Keo Cope dump and chase. Red Devils change out their back two there, and then that's turned over. Boole's got it. Boole's going to take it in himself. Now takes a shot, and it's a goal! That was one that Jaden Pert is going to want back. It hit the tee of the glove, kind of split it, and now he is just sitting there thinking about things, life choices and such, and it's 2-0 for the Red Devils.
Oh, man. That was
not what you'd expect from that long shot.
No, I mean, I don't think anyone was expecting it, including a goalie there.
And Mason Reese has it again, and Ryan Ritchie watches that go up as Stevens going to collect it first. That is the Zach Stevens variety. He does not have a band, but he's playing hockey with us today. And Ryan Ritchie holding that in at the blue line, doing a good job holding it in for Hodge. Hodge chases it down, but it gets to the Admirals first. Back out. Reese throws it back in, takes a shot. It was offside. Turns around to Taylor Kennedy to get this set up. And that's passed out. Vesper has it now. Vesper leaves it behind. And Henry with the shot, and that goes up and out. for a stop in play. As they say, no shot is a bad shot.
Oh yeah.
And I think that's what happened there. Is it was a squirrely, knuckly puck that got in on Pert, and he just didn't handle it.
Yeah, we've seen quite a few dumps from the Devils today. Honestly, probably just trying to get that line change, but that was just quite a lucky one.
It was, but I think from the rest of the afternoon, I think instead of dump and chase, they'll probably just take the shot at this rate. And why not? Orr's going to get this behind the net. He passes it around, trying to get it to Dallimore. He's double teamed. Hold it in. I think it's Vesper with it. Long shot, wrister, and that's an easy blocker save. Goes back out to Orr from Nichols. Orr gets upended, and another big hit. Regan with a shot, wrister, good blocker save, and that goes out. There is a penalty coming up here, though, and it looks like it's going to be on the Red Devils. If that is no, okay, he just put up his arm because it went out of play. So luckily for the Red Devils, we stay 5-on-5 here. I saw two Devils go down on the ice. I thought, how in the world could they be getting called there? But they weren't. And Orr wins that faceoff, but it gets kind of trickles out to Daigle. Daigle holding it up, gets a shot in front, and another good pass by the captain of the Admirals as he knocks it high in the crease, and it was Ben Steven with a chance there. He just didn't get much on it, and a good stop. Face-off coming in the far dot for the Admirals here. Regan to take this one against Orr. Regan wins that one, and as that comes jumping in, Steven trying to get a hold of it. Meisternock knocking it out. Dallimore not able to hold on to it. Does not go far enough for icing. Daigle holds on to it. Cuts hard and goes up the middle of the ice. And he goes through a couple of players. And that shot was just wide. A good positional kick there from Scotter, but it was just a little bit outside. Admirals still holding on to it. Esposito with some good defense there, and he's going to get the puck. Gets knocked down by Daigle. He's just in the wrong spot there. Low center of gravity, and Daigle with the experience to put him down, and we continue on, but it's the Red Devils with it. Meisternock holding it, going behind the net. Nope, looks up, gets double teamed, gets it out to Garth. That's passed up to Kunst for the Admirals. And then that's turned back, right back in by Gallagher, but he gets that taken off his stick, and the Admirals get set for another run. Through neutral, Kunst with it again. He goes into the corner. Good defense by the Red Devils, spacing out the Admirals into the boards. Whitson Lee going across ice. And Kunst with a bouncer as that hits some traffic. Goes to Reese. Reese can't quite clear it. He's kind of jumping at it. And then that's wristed. That does go out, and that is offside as that hit the linesman, bounced back in. And when Kunst played that, that was offside. So just 7.5 minutes in, a 2-goal lead by the Red Devils.
Yeah.
I honestly can't remember the last time they had a more than multi-goal lead over anybody other than the Thunder.
Yeah, for sure.
It's been a while. So the Red Devils jumping all over the Admirals so far today. Dodwell getting that for a moment. 3 Admirals players couldn't get a hold of it, and then Bull knocks it in. Dodwell's going to chase this one. Taylor Kennedy's going to get there first, but he pays the price. Dodwell kicks it away for a moment, and then it's taken away by Vandermeulen. And up the ice he goes, taking it all himself and gets it pilfered, but it does stay in. Vandermeulen throwing it into the corner. And there's Kunst again out to Kennedy. Kennedy keeps it in at the point, and the cycle continues for the Admirals. Keo Cope getting there. That puck goes out to the half boards to Kennedy, walks it in. And Nichols with high off the glass, clearing the pressure. Not going to go for icing, so the Red Devils are going to get a chance to get some fresh legs. Just what the doctor ordered, as the Admirals' offense has been pressing, and it's the Red Devils against play with the 2 goals. Vandermeulen with it, takes a shot. That's knocked away immediately. Ryan Ritchie with it, eyes up, looking for the pass. That goes out of the zone. The Admirals have to re-clear. Meisternock's going to get it in the corner. He overskates, gets pinned in at the corner. The Admirals with it. And then that's passed around the side. Is that going to stay in? It does not. Hayward Jones unable to hold it. Ryan Ritchie with some speed up the left side, but it's Justin Daigle getting there first for the Admirals and just in time, as Ritchie had a chance for a good angle pass. And turns out it's going to be Meisternock putting that back to neutral. And back and forth we go. Hayward Jones with it here. Everything's cleared up, and the Admirals hold on to it with Esposito on the forecheck. Couple of hard passes, good passes across the ice for the Admirals, but they can't really move through as the defense is in the right position. And Daigle now has it, looking to pass that puck. He does. Goes low, goes around the back. That's Vesper with it. And Sean Brown had it for just a moment, but Sistrone got it out, and now it's up to Esposito. It's in his skates for a moment. He flips it forward. Daigle knocks it down because they were looking for a long pass to Dallimore. And Daigle with a good job pushing that to the side. That goes back, not Sistrone. It was held in, and Hodge throws it around. He exits the ice, and the Red Devils continue with the puck in the offensive end. A chance there. That goes by Pert. He knocks it to the side. Chamberlain with it. Meisternock not able to keep it away from the player. Back to a 2-on-2 as Meisternock and Regan have to tie up there, and it was Nichols that got the better of Ben Steven. Boy, he hit him like a Mack truck there, and he will notice that one tomorrow. I can assure you of that. Well done, Dan Nichols. That pass goes kind of in the middle there. Meisternock doing a good job to get that out to neutral ice. And it is Dallimore walking it in, but he's double teamed again as the Admirals are picking him up each time. Esposito with a good quick shot. That wrister is glove saved, and Pert holds it for a face-off. Good cars, amazing cars at amazing prices. Goodcars.co.nz. And Christchurch Orthodontic Specialist, expert tailored treatment to get you the smile you want. chchortho.co.nz. Brown trying to hold, no, it's Pake holding that in halfway, but the Admirals get a hold of it. They swipe it down the length of the ice. No icing here as it was just short. Brown's got it. Brown holds on to it. Avoids a hit from Moses. That does go out to neutral. And Pake pushes it aside, and Mason Reese goes up the right. He takes a long shot in, following a theme. Goes into the corner, and it is brought back out by the Admirals. Moses pushing it halfway up, but it's going to be Brown that collects it, passes it aside, then passed up to Dodwell. Dodwell leaves it for Bull. Bull with another wrister, just misses the target. Goes for the upper right and goes a couple inches over it, unfortunately for him, but Pert not playing that one, strangely. That's passed forward. Hopkins and Nichols, and that's going to be icing. So that was an icing that you wouldn't normally catch there, but it was just over the red line.
Just a wee bit unlucky with that one.
Yeah.
Noticed a lot of, I don't know what it must have a name, a lot of multiple players on the person with the puck, and it seems to be working. We're seeing a lot of flying pucks everywhere.
Yeah, a lot of double teaming by the Admirals, that's for sure. And the Red Devils are also, they're staying in their lanes pretty well so far. Good spacing, but there's where you see four players just kind of closing in, and you'll see them spread out. Daigle's got to collect this puck. He's back halfway. Keokuk bothering him. Bull knocking that puck away. Hopkins with him, and as they layer on that defense, they cannot break into the middle there. Daigle not able to play it. Hayward Jones gives it back to Daigle, and the two of them go back and forth. Hayward Jones throws this one in. This time he crossed the red line. Nichols trying to get that out, but again, it's in on the boards. That's sent all the way around to Kuntz. Keokuk plays that man. They try to get it right in front. Scotter not bothered yet. He's looking around. Now it's behind him. That puck kind of squirts out. And Ryan Ritchie with it. Flips it out to neutral. And some changes for the Red Devils that they needed. And the Admirals looking to take advantage of the change. Good save there by Scotter as that goes around again. I think it was Kuntz with a chance there, and he had the puck. He goes out to the point, but nobody's home for the Admirals, and that's going to mean that they have to reset. They leave that. A good quick pass. Kuntz with it again. Low shot, knocked aside. Scotter with no problem there. Out to Ritchie. Ritchie passing it up the blue line. And then that gets dumped in. No icing there, not hard enough. And Kennedy with it. Mason Kennedy this time. Passed up to Henry. And Brown's going to get that for the Devils. Good skate stop. And that puck goes to a couple of players, but nobody expecting it there as they were kind of passing each other. The Admirals collected again. And Sistrone looking for something. He whiffs on that one as he tries to take a wrist shot. And the puck just rolls off his stick. Brown with it. Brown with a pass over to Vesper. He's not happy about it. And Hodge with a good hit. And there will be a call here. This is going to be on Hodge. Not sure why the extra call here. It looks like he was, and he gets the unsportsmanlike, so Hodge will be off for multiple penalties again. And so he got called for roughing. Apparently he took a little too much over the board, and then an unsportsmanlike conduct call to add to that, putting his team down a man for at least, well, it'll be more than 2 minutes. I believe it'll be 2-2. Daigle's going to go out there and captain this with Vandermeulen taking the face-off. And Nichols there. Red Devils winning that face-off. They're going to have to clear this out. Doesn't look like the penalty has come up on the score software, so we'll call that out. Minute 45 to go on the power play for the Admirals. And if I do the math right, I think it clears at 3:35 when you see it there. The Admiral's in the zone. Dallamore's going to get there. Dallamore trying to pull it away. Esposito grabs it. That puck just bouncing around for everybody. Regan ends up with it to Vandermeulen. Vandermeulen on the half boards, passes it deep again. Gets it back over to Daigle. Daigle skates the blue line, looks for a bouncer. Oh, 2 bounces, and Scotter in a good position there, stops it. And then some good play defensively, holding that puck away and not allowing any kind of speed to come in on that, any shot there. And the Red Devils hold on to that one.
Oh, that was such a good play from Tom Scotter. So nearly. Did that hit the pole, that shot?
I don't believe it hit the post, but it was close to where it looked like it may have hit his skate.
Yeah.
So
too close for comfort.
Very much so. The penalty continues with 1 minute to go on the man advantage on the first penalty. We'll see how this plays out. I do not know if it's a double minor, but at the moment, 52 on the clock. Shot! And a goal! A low shot in. That was McLeish knocking it to put that behind the net, or behind Scotter in the net for the Admirals, cutting the lead in half. And we will see where the penalty ends up on this one, but Hodge is not coming out of the box. And a couple of discussions here, or asking for, I'm not sure what he's asking for here. But it is 2-1 still to the Red Devils. The Admirals cut it in half. Hodge still in the box. This will be his unsportsmanlike penalty, and 2 minutes on that one. This one will clear at 2:15, given that the other penalty has been taken off the board, and that gets thrown the length of the ice, and the Admirals have to reset.
Number 14, Gareth McLeish, assisted by number 23.
That goes up to Nichols, but he can't hold on to it. Chamberlain coming up quickly. The Admirals trying to play that puck. High shot. That's knocked into the corner. Pass back out, or trying to get it away, and that goes the length of the ice, giving some comfort for the Red Devils and some changes. It'll be Brown and Reese coming back out. Rooney with it. Rooney passing it a long ways to Chamberlain. And that's going to go back to Regan as they reset. 1:05 to go on this unsportsmanlike power play. Vandermeulen down the right side. Vandermeulen leaves the puck behind, and it's Orr flipping it back out. Daigle's going to have to chase it down. 49 seconds to go on the power play. Daigle brings it in the left side all on his own. He gets knocked into the boards there, Orr with it. Daigle goes down for a moment. That's Vandermeulen with it at the, Hayward Jones had it in the corner. And now it's Dallimore all alone on a shorthanded chance. Shoots, and that stopped. But another chance. Orr gets it, shorthanded. And Joe Orr knocks it in for a 3-1 lead, taking it back to a 2-goal difference. The Red Devils playing like the Red Devils can. Boy, Dallimore just bringing all sorts of speed. In a shorthanded situation, the Admirals overcommit, have too many men down the ice, and then when they come back, they didn't all get back there, and it was Joe Orr cleaning up the garbage as a captain would.
Hey, Dallimore is dangerous when he gets those odd man rushes, and then with Orr following him behind, it's perfect.
Dan Nichols is going to get this one as it goes behind. 14 seconds to go on this power play that's still there. That's passed to the side. Henry's got it. There's no jailbreak penalties on shorthanders in this league. We'll leave that to the PWHL, but it's an interesting rule, and the penalty is over. Shot in, and it stays behind the net. And another chance. Scotter in a good position, and he holds on to it, getting a stoppage in play. Fantastic for him. So the Red Devils not only survived the 4 minutes, I mean, they did give up the goal, but they also thrived and got one back. So as we entered the penalty, they were up 2 goals. They leave the penalty time up 2 goals. So works out, I guess.
I'm sure they're happy.
And that pass goes around to Mason Kennedy. He sends that around and goes out of the zone. Good work for the Red Devils there. I think that was Gallagher that did that. And Kennedy trying to set up some offense. That's taken away. Ollie Rout throwing it in. That's going to go for, that is for an icing call, as he was just on the wrong side of the red line. And it went a little bit too far. Good idea, but that's an experienced play that you would make sure you only throw that against the half boards.
Yes. It was a good pass. It just slightly overshot it a wee bit.
So Rout loses that face-off, goes back to McLeish. And it's Gallagher throwing it back out to neutral, and some younger players out there getting some time. Gallagher, Meisternock, Rout, Ritchie, but that's a shot. And what was that? Ben Steven with a heavy shot. It just goes too high over the crossbar, hits the glass, and it's Steven collecting it to McLeish. McLeish, the veteran. A lot of veterans on this Admirals team that a lot of ice awareness, doing a good job of just kind of holding on to this offense. If I'm not mistaken, all 3 of these goals have been just high speed. So that's the key to the game here, really, for the Red Devils. You don't often get the key to the game happening right away. There's Dallimore again taking that puck off McLeish, takes the shot, high rebound, and Ben Steven there, luckily for the Admirals, as Orr was there. Another chance at a tip, but Hopkins taking a chance there, and Regan's getting it back. He gets that knocked off his stick. The Admirals go for the change. Esposito with it up the right side. He holds on to it, passes it, and the Admirals have too many back on that one. Hayward Jones throws it forward, but gets rejected. Esposito gets the forecheck, but it goes to Regan. Regan out to Whitson Lee. He comes up the right side, stays out to the wall looking for a pass, just holding on to the puck as Brown watches him play around with the puck. He goes behind the net, and it's Daigle again in front. And it was Rooney trying to get a shot, but Scotter with a good positional save. And that ends the first period. A really good one for the Red Devils as they go into the sheds up 3-1. on the playoff-bound Admirals.
Yeah, I mean, you were saying before when you were reading out the standings, Admirals are top 2, and I've got to say, I don't think many people were expecting this outcome for the first period.
Yeah, let's actually jump back to that. The Admirals are going to be in the 3rd position. They're playing the semifinals, and what that means for the league, just to kind of go over this, the weekend of September 1st is the semifinals weekend, and that's where you play 3 at 2. So the Admirals will cross town and play the Swarm in a 2-game series, and it's an aggregate series. If you want to get into it, I'm sure just watch the game to tell you all about it, but it's a 2-game aggregate. And then the winner of that series will be headed to Queenstown the weekend after that for a Friday, Saturday, and potentially Sunday game in Queenstown against the Sky City Stampede, as they've wrapped up the 1 seed with their win last night over the Dunedin Thunder with a convincing 12-2 win in Queenstown. It was always a tall order to ask the Thunder to come through on that one for the Swarm, but it turns out that is donezo and everything's set there. So the Red Devils playing this one out and getting a lot of good, I'd say, youthful exuberance out on the ice today.
Yeah, and it's awesome for them getting that exposure. And like you say, there's with some situations on the ice, you can only learn from experience, and they're getting that experience. So.
Well, there it is. Now, we do want to say that Red Devils hockey is brought to you by Reform Radiology, exceptional imaging and treatment services for the community, local team expert care, reformradiology.co.nz. We will be back in about 8 minutes to pick up the 2nd period action here. I don't think we'll stop the stream, but you might hear a little funny stuff occasionally as we go through a couple of fixes, and we will catch you for more Red Devils hockey here in just a little bit. Thanks, everybody. We'll talk to you soon. Kia ora koutou. Welcome back, everybody. First period intermission and some good action here between the captains and the bats. The Canterbury Ice Hockey Association's Super League U12s out here having a good time between periods, and once again, it's just a great way for these kids to enjoy and get used to hockey with the blue puck. It's obviously a lot softer. And if your kids or someone you know wants to give it a go, the under 12s have a program where you can go to the website. That's ciha.org.nz, and you can have them come out and try it out for themselves. All the gear is included for no cost to give it a shot and see if they like it. It's the best way to see if your kid wants to enjoy ice hockey as well. We'll be back for second period action in just a few minutes as the teams come back out. We'll see you in just a bit. All right, let's get back to some action here with the big boys. Second period coming up here in just a moment as the teams come out and get set up for the long changes. Just want to go through the scoring in the first period. Tom Scotter and Jaden Pert in goal for both teams, and the first goal happened at 2:35 with Liam Dallimore continuing his hot streak, assisted by Joe Orr and Ethan Esposito. Esposito just been absolutely consistent over the last month. My goodness, he has just been on every score sheet. Then you have Hayden Poole unassisted. McLeish from Stephen and Chamberlain to make it 2-1 in the power play, and then Joe Orr from Sean Brown, and we are underway. Second period action here in Christchurch. 3-1 to score. The Red Devils up against the playoff-bound Admirals. And it's Daigle with the puck. He throws it deep. And Meisternock's going to pick that one up. And that goes into the corner, stays in. Dodwell has it now, and he got that out of the zone. And it's Daigle to chase that one down. Admirals try to move that out, goes halfway. Vandermeulen picks it up. And a low wrister. I think that was, who was that, masked man? That was Cooney, wasn't it, in front? Vandermeulen with it. Gets it back again. Back to Daigle. In that corner a little bit more, and that gets, hand pass straight down, though, legally. Goes back to Nichols. And it's Meisternock with it there. That pass stays with the Admirals. Vandermeulen trying to get that around. It gets a funny bounce off there. Dodwell is not going to be able to clear that. Kicked forward, and then Dodwell does get that out. Goes to Bull. Bull flips it aside. Goes back to Dodwell. And it's Kuntz with it. Passes it forward. Nichols collects it, though. Neutral. Takes it in himself. Dumps low, and it's Dallimore looking for it on the fresh ice. He gets that back out. Orr's got it coming off the bench. Low pass forward. Shot, and that hits the post. And Pert gets away with another one, and Daigle brings it forward for the Admirals. Turn back around. Esposito with it up the left. 1-on-3. Leaves it behind. Takes a shot. That's Dallimore with another good wrister. And Pert holds on to it for a stop in play. Lucy, tell me more about that first period.
Yeah, well, we saw the Admirals sending a few two players onto the puck, which benefited them quite well quite a few times. However, that does mean that leaves a Devil player, unattended, you could say, which led to quite a few breakaways, some successful ones leading in some goals.
And that's Mason Reese and Cistrone kind of just hitting the boards there, and a lot of crash, bang, boom into the boards, but the puck stays in play. No calls, no anything. We play on. Mason Kennedy with it for a moment. The Admirals trying to get it out of their zone here. They're having a hard time with it. Meisternock plays it. That stayed in, but it's going to be sent back out. A 2-on-3, but Meisternock collects that and prevents any type of Admirals rebound. Long pass that goes off Kennedy's stick. No icing here. That's waved off. And Esposito can't get a hold of it as he skated right on by. The Admirals trying to get a hold of it, but they can't do it. That's knocked away. Gallagher trying to play it. Now Hopkins up that left side. Hopkins playing into the corner. I think it was Vesper. Couldn't hold it in. It's Esposito up the right. He's got a chance here. Gets it to Gallagher, but that pass is a little too forward for him. Stays in the corner. Esposito on it first. Esposito continues with it. And then that gets knocked around to the half boards. It's going to be the Admirals there first. Good physical play, trying to get Regan off the puck, and it's Hopkins. And as they came in, Regan tried to play that forward, and I believe it was Taylor Kennedy that jumped the blue line, came in offside, and get a stoppage at the dot. How are we doing here? The clock's not working that great. That's not good. So 16:44 to go in the second period. The software deciding that it's overtime too. That's not correct. It's the second period, of course. So we'll get to that as soon as we can. But in the meantime, we'll update you as we go. Nichols getting the puck. He gets it back. Goes to Keocope. Keocope's going to look up for the pass. That's a long one going to Ryan Ritchie. It's going to go for icing, though, as I think it was McLeish skates that one down and gets the icing. McLeish trying to leave it for the referee, and she didn't see it there. So we're going to have a face-off with, let's see if Regan takes this. He is going to go after this one against Hodge. Regan loses that one. Oh, sorry, it's Ollie Rout on that one. Sorry, the 18 versus 68 there. And it's Ryan Ritchie up the left side. He gets that puck pilfered by McLeish and goes back to Nichols on the back blue line. Up to Garth. He's got it for a moment. And that's turned over. Shot and a goal. Who was that coming up the side? 24. That is Caleb Chamberlain with that one. And Chamberlain making it a 3-2 game. And once again cutting that lead in half. Down to, and oh wow. Huh. And the referee getting really a big stickler on the changes here. That is,
goodness.
Wow.
Coach doesn't seem too happy with that one.
I don't think there's a coach or staff member on the side here that understands what was going on, and that goes on both sides of the bench. Some good discussion between the head coaches there, saying I have no idea what's going on with the time enforcement on that, but there is no doubt the referees are holding it to a rule that they are supposed to. There's never any doubt about that. These guys, great enforcement. Nichols with a low shot, and Pert holds on to it. Had some flutter to it in the chance, but Pert gets it between the legs and holds on to it. But yeah, there's been some discussions about timing that it's just, I think they only have 15 seconds even after the goal to make their changes, which is awfully quick, and it's being enforced.
Got to rush off.
So anyway, we continue on here. The Admirals with the puck as they try to leave the zone. That's turned over, but the Admirals get a hold of it. Orr has it now. That's turned back. Now the Admirals and Quigley with it. He brings that in. That is offside. He brought it back over. It wasn't by much, and the whistle was really late, but it was indeed offside. I think he had to just make sure that that had happened because I had to have a second look as well.
That was a great demonstration. The Admirals today, I've noticed, have been really good at picking up those pucks, the drop pucks, whether the drop be on purpose or not. There's always been that second player quite a few times coming through and getting that.
So just positionally, they're following up and kind of there's somebody behind or playing towards the puck all the time. It's a good observation. Daigle with it now for the moment. He's going to set up behind the net. The Admirals space out. It's going to be Bull, Keokuk, Hopkins, Dodwell, and Brown on the ice for the Red Devils with 5 minutes gone here in the second. It's 15:03 to be precise. And another shot and a kick save. That goes up and it stays in play. I thought that hit the netting, but maybe not. Daigle's got it. He tries to get it. Kunst. That's passed in by Daigle. And then Keokuk clears the zone. Hayward Jones bothered at center ice. And Bull brings it forward. And that stays in. Joel Keokuk trying to hold it in. Now Hopkins. And Bull trying to swat that one out of the air. Just barely missed that one. And the Admirals reset. 3-2 the score. The Admirals trying to tie this one up. Daigle taking a seat on the ice. And that gets bounced out. And Rooney throwing it back in. He's off sides. They tag up. And the puck goes to the other end. The Admirals reset. Vandermeulen looking for the outlet. Henry gets that taken away from his. Hopkins and Gallagher get there first. Kennedy can't throw that back in. And that apparently stayed in. Ryan Ritchie throwing that back out. Gallagher chasing on the forecheck, but the Red Devils backing off just a little bit. Play some defense here. They're 2-on-2 suddenly. Shin pad stop. And another shot, neither of them getting through, and it's Taylor Kennedy recollecting. The Devils switching up. Meisternock on Vesper knocks him off the puck, and it's Brown throwing it off the glass, getting it back to neutral. Gallagher might chase this one down first over Kennedy. He does, he gets there, but there's nobody home, and the Admirals try to get something together, but Meisternock getting to the puck first. He's going to turn it backwards, and Esposito holds on to it. Esposito looking for some help as Vesper's on him. He passes it to Nichols. Nichols gets it deflected, goes out to neutral. McLeish is going to get there first. McLeish gets it upended from him. Orr with a shot and a great glove save by Pert. Orr not giving any time to get set up. And I think Jaden Pert is back in this game and back in the room.
Yeah, he's ready to redeem himself.
Yeah, he had that tough second goal for sure. That there were the other garbage goal, the third goal, and then another good breakaway by Dallimore. But that second one he'll want back, and he's clearly focused now.
Throw him off a wee bit, I suppose.
And Steven throwing that out. Meisternock getting there. Meisternock leaving it backwards. Esposito getting there. Esposito on the half board looking for an outlet. Goes behind, goes to Dallimore instead. Dallimore looking for some room to skate. He's bothered by Regan. Regan forces the turnover, and then that goes up to Steven, but he can't play it, and Nichols knocks it back out to Dallimore. We do it again. Dallimore's pass deflected off a skate, and McLeish has it. McLeish, the veteran with the absolutely gorgeous beard, by the way. Just throw that out there. Red Devils bringing that in the zone just for a split second, and lots of sticks up in the face there, but no calls. And it's Orr taking it in. Dallimore lurking with intent, but Orr can't get him the puck. And there is a foul being called, and that will go against the Red Devils. Delayed call coming up as Nichols touches up, and we'll see who gets the gate here. And it'll be Esposito, an unusual. He takes his fair share, but it's not that often. And when he goes to sit, he usually lines somebody up pretty well. But I'm not sure exactly what this is for. Oh. Okay, that's a surprise. Now Orr's going off as well. So Esposito and Orr off the ice at the same time. I was not expecting that. 2 calls. So Nichols is out there trying to figure out what's going on.
Yeah. It's getting a bit cozy in the bin there.
2-2, but it's 5-on-3. A 2-man advantage for the Admirals here. And this is a pretty big deal. 12:04 to go on the clock officially. Sorry again about this software. We'll pick it up in 5 minutes, I bet. But the Red Devils facing a 5-on-3 here. Dodwell backing off as he won that faceoff. And the Admirals looking to maybe even regain the lead here, but at least get one back in the 2 minutes that they have. A two-man advantage at exactly the same time. Vandermeulen with it. Takes the shot. Some garbage in front. Scotter up to the challenge there. Out to the blue line. Vandermeulen to Daigle. Daigle takes the wrister. That's blocked in front. Out to Vandermeulen again. Back to Daigle. Shot and a goal. Just too easy. There is no way Scotter could see any of that. And that puck just finds the spot inside left. And a brilliant shot by the captain, tying this one up. Daigle making it 3-3. And now they have to make a decision as to who was called first, because that person comes on back on the ice. They have a choice. They're going to take Orr and put him back on the ice. And it'll be a minute 27, 5-on-4, with the advantage for the Admirals. You might have heard head coach Anton Perver yelling to the other side of the ice, 9-9. That is not his best German. That was actually just a call for Joe Orr to come out of the box. And Dallimore affecting Daigle there, trying to get him around to the left side. They do. It stays in the corner for Regan. And Daigle with it again. Looking for another one, but he's hounded there by Meisternock. And in front, that is a fantastic save. The Scotter trying to get to the side there, and it looked like there was some movement, but the puck staying outside. Scotter doing his job there in keeping the puck out. 3-3 still the score with 10:57 to go in the second, 53 seconds to go on the power play for the Admirals.
Yeah, Tom Scotter saved his defense a wee bit there. Left the Admirals player wide open.
Chamberlain taking a shot, but that gets knocked down by Nichols, and that goes out of the zone. They have to reset. Chris Chamberlain with that for the moment. 42 seconds to go on the power play. Ben Steven throwing it to the right. They gain the zone. Long shot that goes around the net. Stays in by Chris Chamberlain. Low shot and a deflection. That's a great one from McLeish. Just got unlucky there, and that worked out well for the Red Devils. Chamberlain with it. He passes it to his brother. That goes behind. Hits the board. Comes out again. They fight for it at the crease, and they got a stop in play. I think it was Scotter putting a glove on it there, but 13 seconds to go, and the Red Devils getting a change that they desperately needed to get personnel on the ice to clear the rest of this penalty, if they can do it, and keep this game level. Or to take this one, he wins it. That puck goes straight out. Great play by Reese as that goes the length of the ice and should more or less clear. Dallimore on the forecheck harassing the Admirals. 2-1, and that cancels the power play there. So the Red Devils give up one on the 5-on-3, but otherwise clear the penalty of the 5-on-4. And Reese knocked around there, and that goes into the corner for Brown. Brown flips it out. Regan can't hold on to it. Taylor Kennedy apparently brought it back in offside. That's what the whistle looks like. It was an offside call, and we'll get something going there in just a moment. Futaporo Accountants. Not your average accountants. Futaporo take the hassle out of taxes and let you focus on what you do best. Futaporo.co.nz. And as I kind of suspected, they're going to call that an inadvertent whistle, drop it in the center, and we continue on. Kennedy throwing it forward. Regan trying to get a hold of it. And it'll be the Red Devils that collect it. Esposito fresh out of the box. And passes forward to Reese. Dallimore can't get there in time. And it comes back out. Cistrone has it. Cistrone knocked away from Esposito. And Esposito plays him in the corner. cancels him out long enough to get the puck flipped on the other side of the ice. Dallamore's going to bother Kennedy here. And the Red Devils all in the zone. They're going to play up a little bit on this. Hopkins keeps it in, and a good chance, but it's Dallamore. Can't turn around. Now he does. And another chance and a goal! Fantastic second move by Esposito. The assist from Dallamore and the Red Devils. Boy, Pert got left on an island there, and no defense is going to help that. Great move. Pull, retrieval, flip, and a goal. It's 4-3 to the Red Devils. Wow, that's a great goal by Esposito. And well-deserved, too. I mean, Dallamore having to take that person away. The Admirals getting caught in defense there.
Yeah. A goal the Devils, I think, needed a wee bit as well. Lift up their spirits.
Rooney's got it in the corner. And the Admirals trying to get that fourth one back. Shot. High shot. Scotter knocks it away. Nichols gets a hold of it. He throws it out of the zone. That comes back in. Tagged up. And the Admirals are clean on that. They move it out. Whitson Lee trying to get a hold of it. And it gets left behind by Rout right at the center dot. The Red Devils continue to try to play it forward. Ryan Ritchie trying to get up there on Daigle. He pushes Daigle into the board lightly. And that's a low shot that just, they weren't really sure how to play that, so Pert knocks it away. Nichols throws it back in, turns it over back to Hayward Jones. He throws it around the corner, goes behind Scotter's net. And it is Moses holding on to that one. Parting the back of the goal. And a couple of, well, I'm not sure if that was a bottle or snow or something. Anyway, something flying around out there. Moses with it now. He's got it turned around. Reese is going to collect it at the half boards. Looking for an outlet pass. Tries to get it to Gallagher, he does. Goes past him, goes to Nichols. Daigle gains the zone, takes the shot high over the crossbar, hits the glass, comes back hot. And the Red Devils flip it back out. McLeish picks it up right out of the gate. The Red Devils asking for a 6-man penalty. They don't get it. Vandermeulen knocked into the boards, and he's going to draw a penalty. It'll be Nichols there. That goes off the glass. It's a delay call. Vandermeulen gets knocked aside again, but he's got the puck. The Admirals hold on to this, and their net is empty. Let me see if I can grab it. There you go. So, and then that's picked away by Nichols. Nichols is going to get some sort of a boarding call. I don't know if it's boarding or roughing. Either way, yeah, it's boarding. So the call is 2 minutes against him for hitting Vandermeulen into the glass there. Looked like a pretty good hit, but yeah, not sure exactly why the call. But then again, I don't have a very good look at that from over here, so we leave it to the professionals on that one. And it'll be 5-on-4 for the Admirals again, trying to wipe off the Red Devils' lead in a very entertaining contest this afternoon. That face-off is won by the Devils. Keokuk knocking it around. Meisternock gets it. He sends it the other direction, and Daigle gets there just in time to hold it at the point. He looks around. Half boards. Vandermeulen gets his pass knocked around. That stays in the zone. Regan's going to try to play it. He does. Meisternock backs off, and the Admirals continue with possession here. Good break for them. Daigle passing in front. High slot pass. Meisternock collects it off the stick. That goes to Kuntz. Kuntz is looking for an outlet. The diamond spreading out quite a bit here for the Red Devils as they look to put pressure. Daigle gets in the way of Kuntz. That's obviously some spacing issues for the Admirals here as they've got 4 on that side. Daigle passes it to the opposite side. And a shot in front. Hayward Jones. Good chance, good save by Scotter. And 1:03 to go on the power play for the Admirals. It will clear at 5:07. Again, apologies for it not being on the clock, but 5:07 is the call. It's 6:10 now. Oh, you wouldn't see it anyways. Look at that. It's 5 minutes. It's stuck there. It will change, I swear. Once it gets there, we'll check the programming tonight. But that didn't work today. Or is it Kuntz or Vandermeulen taking this?
Oh, I can't get a good look, sorry.
Oh, it's Vesper with
Vesper.
it. Yep. Low shot, wrister, that kind of rose up on Scotter, but it was out of play, and that one nearly comes up to us as that goes just over the Admirals bench. And it's a save by the bench over here for the Red Devils, getting the puck back down. Joe Orr to take this one against Vesper. 55 seconds to go on the power play. Chamberlain gets it. Ben Steven with a shot. And if that was on target, he gets this one, but it was just off. Great play. And then that one goes the length of the ice. Why not? Hopkins gets a shot on goal there. And 40 seconds to go for the Admirals on this power play for the boarding call against Dan Nichols. He'll probably stay out there once he comes back on the ice. That one goes back out of the zone. They've got to clear. And Hopkins again up to Dallimore. He's got a chance here, but he's 1-on-2. He's going to skate it backwards. And instead of the automatic offense, kills a lot of time. We're down to 17 seconds. Hopkins gets another shot on goal. He's going to look great on the stats here. But why not keep throwing it at Pert? The long shots have been working. Dallimore trying to get a hold of it. 4 seconds to go on the power play. The Admirals are going to get this one over the line. McLeish has it at the left point. Shot. Scotter holds on to it, and that clears the penalty right on 5:03. The Red Devils maintain the lead, 4-3, and everybody gets to change here. And we go back to 5-on-5 hockey. Prediction incorrect. Nichols is not out there at the moment. Kennedy throwing it at the goal. Puck gets stopped on skates there, and Kennedy throwing it back in. Brown's going to collect it. It's got Meisternock on the backside there, and instead he goes around. Great play individually. Gets it up to Esposito. Esposito with a 2-on-2 chance. Gains the zone. Gets knocked off his stick. Taylor Kennedy knocking him aside. That goes in front. Dodwell looking for it. Goes out to the point. Shot. And that's knocked backwards. Brown kind of hit that one high. Everybody falling down. And that play continues. Wow, that is some craziness, chaos, and everything else thrown in as the referee, 2 Admirals and a Red Devil fell over all at the same time. Lucy, I think the ice is slippery.
I think it is.
I think it is. So, what do we have here? 4:27. Hey, look, it's not the second overtime. I can assure you of that, but the 4:27 does reflect the correct time on the clock. That is won by the Admirals. Back to Daigle. He's going to skate around, start the cycle. He beats his man, takes his shot, and Scotter holds on to that one as he's in a good position to make that save.
It was a brilliant solo play from him.
And that gets back to the same face-off dot. Over to Daigle. Daigle dangles. Takes a shot. Wrister's knocked aside. Rout trying to get there. And that's knocked forward up to Gallagher. Gallagher dumping chase up the right. He's going to try to get to Hayward Jones first. And he does actually get to the puck, as that was passed back to Daigle, but it was a bit short. Playing in the corner, 4 players, kicking it out. And the Admirals get started on that. Daigle with an outlet, and he gets it back, sends it around the boards to Ben Steven. He gets it in the corner, cycles it. Rout trying to play that. Rout gets it away from Vesper for a moment. And Nichols plays that one well. That goes out to the point and sent back in by none other than Daigle. Goes around to Vesper again, but Nichols gets there first. He's pulled off the puck. Chris Chamberlain with it there. Rout trying to get rid of it. He gets that pass forward. And Ryan Ritchie throwing it forward so that the Admirals have to go back and play. A couple of changes for the Red Devils. Keel Cope and Hopkins back on the ice. Kuntz with it. Kuntz backhand the whole time. Couldn't get anything on it. Scotter holds on to it and gets a stop. Asian Garden Hospitality Group. Creating memorable dining experiences in an exquisite atmosphere. Restaurants nationwide. Vandermeulen takes that. He wins it for a moment, but Dodwell gets a hold of the puck. And they continue at the half boards. Dodwell flipping it out, and the Admirals have to reset. Zach Steven with it. To McLeish, back to Steven. Chamberlain, I think it is, coming up the right. He gets his wrister taken away from him. Sorry, that was Rooney again. And Kuntz with it. Between 4 players, and the Red Devils pull that puck away from him. Keo Cope ends up with it. Back to Steven. Good block, kick save there by Scotter. And some play into the Zamboni boards. They're extra loud. And a good pass there by Sean Brown, getting it to Keo Cope. He takes the shot a little bit on the outside, and Pert holds on to it as he chooses to stop play with 2:20 to go here in the second period. 4-3 the score. The Red Devils still up. But the Admirals have cut it down to a 1-goal game, and we've got a good one going here today.
Yeah. Leave third period up to choose the winner here, I reckon.
Or to take that one, he gets knocked off, but that's going to be a penalty. That is a cross check right off the face-off. Wow. You do not see that happen very often. But Vesper's going to go for 2 minutes for a cross check, throwing Orr to the ground. And it's going to be a power play for the Red Devils. It's 2 minutes. Oh boy, that just came up wrong. It's 2 minutes, so down to 17 seconds. We'll take that off the software here. That's just flat out not working. And the Admirals clear that one. We'll keep calling them out here. So apologies for that, but we'll just rely on the time itself. That's thrown out, and Esposito coming up the left, trying to gain some speed, gets knocked off his stick. Kennedy plays him, but it goes out to Dallimore halfway down. He does not play the puck. It goes out halfway, and Dallimore gets to it first. He's got it. Took it away from Quigley. And offsides the call. Was it Dodwell that came in a little early?
I think so.
So the offsides the call, so they're going to have to reset this one. And officially on the board, yeah, that's just nowhere close. So minute 46 is correct. A minute 29 is remaining on the power play for the Red Devils. And there's Hayward Jones coming in on a shorthanded option. But Esposito with a great hip check makes him go around. And that puck gets flipped back out to neutral. Trying to reset. And Dallimore couldn't get to that first. He was in a good position, but the puck just kind of wrapped around him. Cistrone with the forecheck, and the Red Devils trying to get set up. Up to Orr. Orr's going to come to the right. Skates through. Looks for a pass. Leaves it behind for Brown. Brown gets played by Cistrone. And that kind of boxes everything up. And Daigle with a good pass as he took 3 players on. Henry with it. But that shot right off the shin pads of Esposito. Great positioning, and Orr continues through. 3-on-3. That bouncer goes past Dallimore, and it's Nichols to collect at the red line with 34 seconds to go. The Red Devils trying to make sure they stay onside, and that's given up. That's a tough pass back to Cistrone, but it goes to Reese. Reese has it up the left. Reese stops, leaves it behind for Nichols. Nichols with a low shot pass. Gonna go to Meisternock, and a good shot there. Knocked aside by the glove, but not held, and that hits the netting. And it was deflected out, so no problem there. A face-off coming up with 12 seconds to go on the power play for the Red Devils.
It was just an unlucky shot from Dima there. Puck just rebounded out a little bit too slow, giving
Pert
enough time to reposition himself.
Yes. So Hodge is going to collect that. The power play ending right about now. And Vesper's back out on the ice. He stays out. Knocked down. Zach Stevens there first. He's going to leave it for a teammate. Who was that? That was Ben Steven. It's kept in. Nichols has it. Low shot. Kick save. And Nichols gets it back, but he runs out of time. They were in a good position there. Had Pert moving, but the clock strikes 0. And 4-3 is the score for the Red Devils here. Admirals pick up a couple. Red Devils get one. and we're going to see ourselves quite a third period.
Oh yeah, Admirals came out strong in that period. They don't want to let this game up. And like you say, I'm excited for third period.
Yeah, I think you got a lot of Red Devils playing with a lot of pride, trying to get up the ladder a little bit, and you have the Admirals trying to get ready for their playoff run. And if they're going to make a run at the title, they're going to end up having to play at least 4 games, maybe 5 additional games coming up here. So I know they're trying to work on things and get things sorted out, but the Red Devils have been outplaying them for the most part on streak plays, and they have the speed.
Yep, they have the speed, they have the IQ. It's going well for them.
So the Admirals looking to try to get something a little bit more, get their process working a little bit better for themselves. I'm sure that's what they're after, because they're going to be focused on that semifinal matchup with the Swarm coming up. And the Red Devils doing everything they can to keep this one out in front for them, and they have done so thus far. 4-3 the score here in Christchurch. The Red Devils with a tenuous 1-goal lead, and one heck of a third period coming up. Stay with us. We'll be back in about 11 minutes for third period action here in Christchurch. Thanks, everybody. Kia ora koutou. Welcome back, everybody, to the Alpine Ice Sports and Entertainment Center. My name's Matt Chavez. Here today with...
Lucy Eagleton, sorry.
Welcome back, Lucy. It's a very interesting third period coming up. Let me go through the scoring here just to make sure. So when I was a bit flummoxed about Esposito's penalty, it was an interference call, which is why I didn't see that one in that particular case. Well, I missed a lot of them, but that's how it is. It was interference that happened at the same time that Orr got the cross check. So the goal went to Caleb Chamberlain, unassisted to begin with. Then Justin Daigle got the third from Vandermeulen, and Esposito from Dallimore, making it 4-3. And just like that, we're going to get back into it with third period action coming up here from Christchurch. Face-off coming up right now, and Bull wins that back to Nichols, and he flips it forward on the clean ice. Daigle collects that puck, leaves it behind, probably stuck to a puddle there as it's a little bit wet out there still. And Daigle has it again. Still a little dark in the arena at the end of that Disco Mania, whatever that was there, Lucy. I don't know, but we had some Darude Sandstorm and other such oldies. Is that? I can say that because it's an oldie, I know. That puck goes to half boards and then kicks right back out. It'll be Daigle charging that down with a pass back. Vandermeulen and Regan up the left side quickly, but 4 Red Devils back. Orr's going to knock that back out. Esposito chasing. He might have a chance at this one here. Comes up the left side. Oh, they call it offside.
Oh,
no, it's a penalty. It's 6 men on the ice. Somebody's going to have to serve this one for the Red Devils. And they literally do have too many men on the ice. That's the problem. They actually had 6 players skating and they didn't realize it, so they're going to have to send one of them off. But a power play coming up for the Admirals just when they needed it.
One of the rookies being sacrificed from the Devils.
Yes, Eli Pake is going to serve this 2 minutes for the Red Devils, and the Admirals on the power play in the darker arena here. Don't know. They just decided to keep going. Chamberlain with a shot. Scudder knocking it aside. It goes all the way out, and the Admirals have to reset here. Goes up to Rooney. Rooney's looking for a pass. Throws it into the corner instead. Brown sends it around. 2 at the point there, and they can't hold it in. Ben Stevens going to have to go back and collect it. And yeah, if you're seeing some dark spots out here on the cameras, so are we. It is darker in this arena. They do not have all the lights back on. Good safe save there by Scudder. Reese sending it around. Only goes as far as the half boards. And there's Orr holding on to it. Comes in onside. Leaves it for Dallimore. Dallimore with a shot. And that deflects up. Boy, I would not want to be either one of these goaltenders right now. It is hard to pick up a puck right now in this, and it's hard to just play hockey right now, I'd say.
I don't know if you caught that with Jaden Pert just kind of looking up at the lights, wondering what's going on.
Yeah, I think everybody is here. I don't know if it's the LEDs that aren't back on or whatever, but it's not the greatest situation, but they continue play because they have to get through this in an allotted time. Daigle passing that to Regan. Regan gains the zone, holds it on the left, goes behind the line, looks around for a pass out to Daigle. 55 seconds to go on this power play for the Admirals. Gets it back. Wrister and a shot and a goal. Boy, again, that's a tough one. Scudder letting that one in, blocker side, as Daigle with a heavy wrister just kind of flying up on him. And that sets it even 4-4. And, I mean, it's hard to blame the kid at this point because, it's tough. It's tough. I mean, it's not just a technical thing. It's not the white balance. It's not the cameras. It's just everybody's got to get used to this here.
It's a choice.
It's a choice. Those lights woke up today and chose violence. Henry with it. He gains the zone quickly, takes the shot, and Scudder saves that one. Good positional save. With 17:49 to go in this one this afternoon. 4-4 the score. maybe it's brightening up just a little bit as the halogens get back up to temperature, just a little bit. But, yeah, not a good situation. Vesper taking it. Oh, and a good hit there as Henry hits the deck. And Kennedy with a high shot hits the glass, bounces hard, goes halfway around. Ritchie trying to get there. Brown with a big hit, but he ends up on his backside. Kennedy with a shot. Oh, and a good save there by Scotter as he was kind of caught gliding the wrong way. Sticks his left arm out and gloves it just in the nick of time. That was definitely on target.
That was an incredible shot. I saw just completely open net, and he saw that and he picked it. Scotter just was 2 steps ahead of him and got that as well.
Yeah, Henry with a wrister. That gets knocked away. And they play him into the board. The Admirals continue on here. There is obviously no more power play. We're 5-on-5. And Mason Kennedy with it. He passes it up to Reese. Reese can't get it back out of the zone, but it's also tough to play for the Admirals. Rooney's got it now on the other side. Low shot. Scotter with a kick save. Goes into the corner. Cistrone keeps it in the zone, but the Red Devils pass it. Esposito on the long pass, but he's going to get there first. Good move by him. Takes the wrister and shoots and scores. Esposito takes the lead again as Pert can't catch up to that one. He shoots on his right and gets under the glove to make it 5-4 for the Red Devils.
Do we reckon Pitt was expecting him to pass that one and it was getting ready to move?
Well, I just think that was it was a late shot. He did hold on to it a long time, so maybe he was thinking he was going to go behind.
Yeah.
But he didn't, and that puck gets just behind him, 5-4. McLeish with it now. He's going to send it the length of the ice, and I'm not sure how that wasn't icing, but it goes around, and they continue playing. And the Red Devils get that puck. That comes back out. Ritchie gets it off McLeish for a moment there. Hopkins throws it forward. That's onside as well. And back to McLeish. Long pass. They're going to have to call this one icing, but they can't because long pass. So I think it was Ben Steven there in time. Need to grab the iPad here to catch all the names. That goes back out. And the Admirals collect, and they're going to reset their offense. McLeish trying to keep that away from Hodge. Hodge digging at him. Hodge takes him out of the play, leaves it for Esposito. Esposito a shot, a good rebound for Orr, but he cannot bury it, and that goes out of play for a face-off for the Red Devils in their offensive zone. It was indeed Ben Steven. I did get that one right, and McLeish is going to come off the ice. Been playing a long time today, a lot of minutes, and it'll be Joe Orr to take this one against Sam Moses. Orr wins it, back to Dallimore. Dallimore sends it around the boards. Orr can't get there first. Esposito does, leaves it at the Zamboni doors, gets that taken off his stick, but that stays back in, thrown back by Nichols. And goes to Meisternock. Meisternock gets it off his skate. Moses gets there first, takes it the length, but his pass in front taken away. And then a shot. And Ben Taylor getting stopped by Scotter just in time. Glove save in the end. And 15:26 to go. The Red Devils maintain that 1-goal lead they've had for most of the afternoon.
There's been a lot of strategic hits today that I've noticed that have actually done quite well for both teams. There's one right there from Demon, I think.
And that's played back. Keo Cope trying to get that out. He did get it out. Bull has it, flips it forward up to Dodwell. Quigley ends up with it, and Quigley head up looking for a pass. He holds on to it, goes through the zone, skates through 2 players. Big rebound on that shot. Second shot off that kick save, and Bull's going to throw it forward. Keo Cope's going to get there first, takes Daigle out of the play, leaves it at the point, and that was Bull throwing it back in, but it comes out just as quick. Moses throws it for a dump and chase, and the Admirals choose to switch their back line. Spool with a low pass up to Richie. It's deflected, so I don't think there's any problem here. There's not. Richie's taken out of the play, and it is who was that masked man? That was it was Vandermeulen again with that long pass, and it clears everything up for the Admirals as they try to sort out an offense here. That's flipped in, goes deep. Brown's going to be there first. Turns around, then comes back the other way again. That pass only as far as Kennedy. Kick save, and then, well, it was a butterfly save, but it goes glove first, and Scotter with the save.
He's got the backup ready, just in case it goes past one.
That's
defense.
right. That's right. Scoops it right up off the ice. 14-10 to go here. And that face-off won by the Devils, but it's Regan with it now. And back to Richie. No, to Mason Kennedy. He can't hold on to it. Goes back halfway down. Garth trying to throw it aside. He's trying to knock the stick out of somebody's hand there, it looked like. Meisternock puts it forward. Off to Kennedy. Hodge trying to take it off him. Tirangi Hinari looking eyes up, trying to get in that defensive lane, doing a good job of it so far. Vandermeulen ends up with that. One-hands it. Gets taken out of the play, and that pass goes to the point. That far point gets by him, and that's Kennedy letting that one go. That was the Taylor variety, and some players hitting the ice. Hopkins down for a moment. That pass goes through everybody, goes back out, and Vandermeulen holds on to it. They pass it forward, and Regan gets it, but they were offside. It's interesting. The Admirals will not end this season empty-handed. For those of you that were able to watch the 3-on-3 tournament, the Botany Swarm went through the entire round of pool play perfect, but it was the Admirals in that second position that ended up taking the championship off of them. So the 3-on-3 hockey, they at least did that right. And it's funny, you can kind of see some of the 3-on-3 passing. You see a lot of the
for sure.
very direct pass routes for the Admirals, so no surprise there that they managed to pull that one off. Nichols throwing it around, goes to McLeish. Low shot, that one spins on its axis and then kind of just goes sideways. And Reese with Paik with that one, doing a good job of jumping into it. Saw the 7, that was it. I shouldn't have assumed that one. Gallagher's got it now. Seamus Gallagher passes it to Ollie Rout. Ollie's got it on the backhand. He tries to get it in the crease. Now Nichols, low shot that goes behind, hits the board, comes back out to Vesper. Vesper gets it into neutral ice for the Admirals. Strone fights for it, and then that goes back out to the aforementioned Mason Reese as he clears it. He and Nichols on the backside here for the Red Devils trying to break out. Esposito on the forecheck, as is Gallagher. And that's turned to Vesper. Orr rubs him right out of that play. Great move. And a shot and a goal. Henry gets the rebound. The funny, well, not exactly a rebound. It was a redirected pass, and he makes no mistake. Scotter, no chance there that close at that range. 5-5 to score as the Admirals have tied this one up. We'll see if there's any shenanigans here on the changes. I guess not. They're going to let everybody change now, and they do it in time. Face off at center ice, and the Red Devils end up with it. Sean Brown holds on to it for a moment. He's looking for the outlet, passes it to a position, goes up to Dallimore. Dallimore skates through 2 players, but loses the puck at the last second. Goes back to Brown. Brown loses it. Chris Chamberlain brings it across the line, takes the shot. Good block there as it was a big rebound, but a good stop by Scotter. Now Chamberlain there again. Hopkins pushes him into the board. Kind of punched the board himself just to hold himself up there, George did. But Hopkins wins that battle and gets it to Brown. And that goes back out to neutral. Rooney with it. Back to Daigle. Daigle turns it around. Daigle looking. And the Admirals having a hard time setting up their passing lanes here. Rooney with it now. Back to Hayward Jones. He smokes one by, but on the left, goes out to the point again. Low shot, kick save, and covered up by Scotter. Hopkins there as well. And they get a stop. 5-5 the score with just over 11 to go.
Yeah.
It's a fast-paced game for the first. I've been saying it's been pretty fast-paced, but the referees are kind of helping that along.
Yeah.
There's very little breaks in all of this.
Yeah, I was going to mention that earlier. I think we went like 5 minutes in the first period without a break.
Yeah, lots of long runs of play, that's for sure. Reese with it, passes it up to Richie. Richie flips it out to neutral. Kennedy hand slaps it, so he's got to let a Red Devil play it. Reese does. And the Admirals continue with it. Whitson Lee coming up the left, comes in. That looked very offside, but they play on here. Low shot that goes to the side. Must be seeing things. Lucy, I don't know. Am I? It must be. It's still dark in here, I guess. We'll just say that.
Still dark.
Meisternock with it as he collects and looks to get that out to Richie. That pass was a dangerous one, but it does work out. It goes the length of the ice. Hodge is going to skate this one out. And icing is called. Hodge not able to win that race, but he did hustle that one out. And the faceoff's going to come to the defensive side here. It's a tight game for as much offense as has been on the board already. 5-5 the score. Shot and a good glove save there. That was Taylor Kennedy just a couple of steps inside the point. Lets it rip, but Scotter saw it the whole way, gets the stop.
That was such a satisfying glove save as well. I'm sure he's pretty proud of that one.
Yeah, you could hear the glove rip through the entire arena there, so that also helps. The sounds of hockey. Keokuk with it. He's trying to backhand it. He gets it to Boole, but Boole can't handle that one. And that pass goes to Regan. Regan comes in. Regan brings himself in onside, and that is Kunst with it. Now Regan back to Kennedy at the point. Keokuk knocking him off the puck. Keokuk gets the puck, passes it to a spot, but Dodwell not able to get there first. He's going to chase down the puck, and Brown trying to get that out of the zone. They do. It's Boole with it. And Nichols back out on the ice. Esposito, I was waiting for his number to get called. He is due for a good long shift here. And that goes the other side of the ice. Boole with a good positional play, keeping that on the right side of things, causing that to go to Dallimore. Now Esposito has it. Esposito holds on to the puck. He's going to gain the zone. Looks around for a pass. 1-on-3 shot. And that's knocked aside. Pert with a good position on that. And that one goes up to Kunst. Kunst is one-on-one here. And that pass, he really shouldn't have passed. It goes to Regan, and Regan can't play that one. Oh, and a tough angle goal there. Was that Vandermeulen?
Yeah, it was.
And Vandermeulen with a tough one there, making it 6-5. Kind of against the run of play there for the Admirals. He just decided to take a shot. Not from an expected position or time or place. And it paid off.
Brilliant. It was so pinpointed as well. He got that exactly perfect.
And with that, the Admirals take the lead for the first time today. Vesper to take this one at center against Hodge. Vesper wins it. McLeish is going to take the puck and gives it to Steven. And then taken by Garth. He's going to knock it forward. Up to McLeish. To Vesper. Vesper brings it in. Vesper doesn't bring it in. Cistrone has to reset. He's got the puck. Cistrone looking around. Hodge making him do something that hits the kick plate, bounces high. Meisternock doesn't play it cleanly. Vesper's there first. Cistrone trying to dig it out. Richie backs off Vesper. Meisternock plays him hard into the board. Good check there. And forcing the play. And Hodge coming in just in time. The Red Devils kind of playing it. They look like they're a little bit kind of, they were falling into what looked like a penalty kill just a little bit there. You know, kind of a box plus one on the outside.
Yeah.
And they got away with that as that puck goes out of play behind. So 6-5 the score. The Admirals on top for the first time this afternoon. They waited a good long time to do it.
Yeah, they're very patient at the moment. They're waiting for their next chance to shoot.
Henry with a shot. That was a sneaky one there. Vesper's going to get to the rebound. Vesper holds on to it. Vesper gets it by a couple of players. Given up to Cistrone to Hayward Jones. Hayward Jones can't do anything other than just kind of smack at the puck as it bounced high, and Scotter holds it.
You've got to admire the hand-eye coordination on that. It's pretty impressive.
The fact that it even got on goal was impressive
Yeah.
there. Absolutely. So Orr to take this one against Chamberlain, Chris Chamberlain this time. And Chamberlain wins that, goes back to Hayward Jones from Rooney. And that goes in front. Scotter picks this up and glove saves it again, as there was a bit too much bounce around in front of the goal there. And the Red Devils will try this one again to clear it out. Same player is taking the face-off. Goes to Hayward Jones again. Little deja vu, but this one gets blocked as it comes in on a shot. And now Hopkins chases that down at the halfway point, and it'll be Orr, who's harassed by Hayward Jones, but then that's knocked forward, taken away by Daigle, just intercepted, shot in a goal. Boy, Daigle, just an individual play there as he intercepts the puck as the Red Devils were playing it out, takes it the length of the ice, holds up at the top of the circle, takes a shot, and gets it by Scotter. Scotter probably wants that one back.
Yeah. As well as the defense, I can imagine, from the Red Devils.
So a 2-goal lead here for the Admirals, and they are starting to get control of this game at the worst possible time for the Red Devils, as there's just 7:25 to go in this one.
Goal to the Admirals by number 47.
Admirals win that face-off. It goes to Meisternock, and Reese with it. Keocope knocks it forward. That gets redirected. Ryan Ritchie's going to collect it. Ritchie in the corner. He's knocked around. Ritchie still has it. And it goes to Hodge. Hodge holds on to it. Looks for a pass in front. Garth with it for a moment. Then it's knocked behind. And it's going to be Meisternock collecting that puck. It just didn't get a good bounce off of there. Otherwise, it would have been icing. Ritchie knocks it in. Kennedy pushing it just as far as the point there. It stays in for the Red Devils for a moment. But now it's back out with the Admirals. Quigley and Meisternock run into each other. We play on. Incidental contact that goes back out to neutral. Kennedy's got it, throws it deep. Meisternock's going to be there first. Again, that funny bounce there as that came out near the crease. And the Admirals get a piece of that. It's back to Rout, though. Rout with the outlet pass. Reese gets it. Reese continues. And it'll be Wallace to play at the board, but the Admirals pick it off there. Long pass up. Whitson Lee trying to get that cleanly, but it was Paik in front. And Paik plays it just enough so the Red Devils can get this back. The Red Devils need to start looking for an offensive chance here to get this back to a 1-goal game. That's flipped up high. Brown trying to get the pass, and the Admirals hold on to it. Paik and Wallace on the forecheck. Regan looking for the play out there, as is Vandermeulen. Vandermeulen just lets it go. He touches it and lets it into the zone. Nichols is there first. Brown leaves it for Paik. Paik flips it out. And it's Bull taking it in the zone, 1-on-3, allowing the Red Devils to change. But again, no real offensive threat there. Daigle looking for the pass up to Regan. It's deflected by Dodwell, but Regan gets it anyways. He just can't do anything with it. And Brown pulling it away, and Bull. Now Brown plays it in the corner. Regan plays it out to Hayward Jones at the point. Shot in, and that's deflected off the blocker and out of play. 4:40 to go here.
Yeah.
What are you seeing as far as what the Red Devils need to get that next goal?
Yeah, well, I think this whole game they've done really well with their breakouts, made really calm, calculated plays to get out of their zone, but I think they're just getting a bit stressed under all this pressure applied by the Admirals, and they're kind of just panicking a little bit, making not so smart plays.
There you go. So Dodwell gets it to Keokuk. Keokuk with a low shot blocker save, or kick save, and that came back out quickly, but Daigle was there for the rebound, and that's going to be offsides against the Admirals. Lucy, I would definitely agree with you. I just think so if we go back to what's worked for them so far, which is streaking offense and being able to break out, I think what we're seeing here is the adjustment by the Admirals, playing 3 back more often and sitting on the offense. And like you said earlier, be patient, and they've been patient, and the offense has paid off without giving up those defensive odd man rushes.
Yeah.
Esposito giving it up there. Cistrone trying to get a shot off, but a good defense there. Hopkins again plays him well. Good chance there with that backhand as Cistrone tried to play in that upper right corner, and then that's going to get passed out, and it's going to go out of play. And of course, there's no glass over there. There's just netting, so it's not a delay of game in this case. It's just a face-off. But with 3:57 to go, we're going to be watching that clock for the Red Devils here. They really need to get one here in the next minute and a half, 2 minutes, to have a good chance at moving this one on to extra time. Out to Kennedy. Kennedy with a high shot, but that was under the crossbar. Just hit the board and was a little bit to the left. And the Red Devils kick it and get it out. That was Esposito with a good kick. And he comes up the right side, avoids a hip check, looks for a pass, gets it right in front, and Orr can't do anything with it. Bad timing really is all that was, as good defense by the Admirals keeps that puck away. And the Admirals with another shot, that goes high, hits the glass, goes behind. And Dallimore with it. Dallimore passing it out of the zone. Admirals going back in. Cistrone with it. He passes that right into the gear of Nichols, and he's turning it around. Esposito all alone. Takes the shot. Snow Angel save. Perk not in position, but the Red Devils can't get anything going. Cross-size pass, shot, and a save. Perk bailing out the Admirals there, and does a good job of stopping that at the best of times for the Admirals, as the Red Devils really put some pressure on the offense there for a good sustained moment.
Yeah, it's the most action Perk got there this whole period, I think.
Red Devils win that face-off. Another shot, and that's a glove save and held. No danger there really from Pert. And no changes. We stay out there. Boole to take that face-off. And the Red Devils with that one again. Ritchie getting that puck. Passed, and that goes over Mason Reese. Brown's going to collect this one. Brown getting that up as far as Ritchie. Ritchie knocking it forward. Boole trying to play that. I'm not sure. They're not offside. Okay, so Chamberlain moves it out anyways. Doesn't matter. Gains the zone. Goes into the corner and holds up just a little bit. Too deep for the Admirals as they play 3 on the blue line here. Rooney looking to get a little low and pass it back out to Zach Steven. McLeish with a long one. Slight little kick save there. Just enough to keep it out. That goes in front. Rooney with it. Took it on the backhand. Decides to pass it. Takes the shot. That shot goes high. And it was straight up in the air. Falls straight down. Hits the back of the goaltender. And falls in. Boy, when the Admirals needed to... well, let's put it this way. The Red Devils needed a little bit of luck on their side. They got exactly 0.
Yep.
So 8-5 the score. That shot goes in on anybody. That is, you just don't see where it goes. You think it's behind you. It goes straight up in the air. And you could do that for a month of Sundays and not do that same shot again.
Maybe it's making up for that shot Hayden Bull got before.
Could be. But regardless of how it worked out, the Admirals are in full control of this one. Despite the Red Devils having leads after the first and second periods, they've given up a few here in this third period, a few too many. And the Admirals are looking to close this one out. Paik with it up to Dallimore, back to Paik. Paik can't hold on to it. They nearly score on themselves. The Admirals had to be very careful with that one, and now it's Henry with it. He's going to take a shot. And Regan getting knocked aside by Meisternock. Daigle, Vandermeulen, and that puck just skitters through the crease area. Not very tidy yet, but Vandermeulen. And to Daigle, that goes to the side. A couple of good hits there, but with just a minute to go in this one, the Admirals are going to close this out. And they can take some pride in this third period play. Coming in and scoring 4 goals on the Red Devils to close this one out for the Admirals. Sure enough, another shot by Dallimore. You never leave him alone. He's got it back. He's going to take a pass, and that goes back to the Admirals. They try to break out. The Red Devils looking for it, and 6 men on the ice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They did it again. The Red Devils with another bench problem. They're going to go off the ice. It's going to be Ollie Rout that goes off for the last 31 seconds. Won't matter at all. But the Red Devils, that's twice today where they've had 6 skaters out, not just caught at the door, but fully going out on the ice. And that's cost them 4 minutes of penalty time today. Well, I guess 2.5 minutes officially, but anyway, Admirals with it. Shot and a goal. Taylor Kennedy making it 9. And that'll clear the penalty as quick as you like. With 28.3 seconds to go, the Admirals looking more like a playoff team. And I'm sure they're going to be pretty happy about this one as far as getting things in order for their playoff run. The Red Devils, emblematic of their season being so close to being on par with some of these other teams, but stretches of play catching up with them, whether they're penalties or just unfortunate streaks. They have been snake bit this year. Another save by Scotter with 16.8 to go. And the good part is that they looked really good for 2 periods.
Yeah.
They did, didn't they?
Yeah, they really held their own. Both teams actually looked really good. Devils holding their own for a good amount of the game.
Well, it's good thing that it's a close one. I mean, the 9-5 end score is not going to make it look like it was close.
Yeah.
But this has been a close game for most of the afternoon. And the Red Devils and Admirals will go again tomorrow. I'll throw up the schedule here. Not that it matters much. The schedule here, this will be the the home closer for the Red Devils tomorrow at the same time. So if you've been watching it tonight and you didn't get a chance to come out, tomorrow's your last chance this year to see the Red Devils. And it really looks like they will be able to give the Admirals another good one tomorrow. But, yeah, just, boy, that was, it felt like there was something there and 2 periods of good play, even though it was tight. And the Admirals just showed what they were made of in the last period.
Yeah, I think a huge congratulations is in order for Tom Scotter. His debut game, he just absolutely did so amazing.
Yeah, didn't want to jinx him or anything by saying that earlier, but that's a very good point. That was his first time out on the ice at this level, so it's really good to see. And most of the situations he was in, I think it was fair to say that he conducted himself pretty darn well.
Oh, absolutely, and a few of those goals were just incredible. So, yeah, he did well, and hopefully is very happy with himself. Yeah,
so it's a good start, and you know, as you'd expect, there are some players getting a little bit of either extra time or whatever, but because of this situation, the game situation. But
yeah,
I think the Red Devils did pretty well today. It's just a matter of closing things out. They'll take this one with them tonight, and they'll know. They know how to play. They can do it for 40 minutes. But like everything else this season, the difference between the Red Devils and some of these other teams has just been the Red Devils will play for 45, 50 minutes, and the others play for 60.
Yeah.
And that is the only difference between them right now.
Yeah, lost a bit of hope there at the end after that 1-goal lead.
Yeah, and also a good showing for Jaden Pert. Pert getting some time back in the net there, and he did pretty well, except for one particular one, which we know he didn't see all that well. What are you going to do, right? So a good win for him. So anyway, regardless of all of that, the best part is it was a good hockey game. We can expect another good hockey game tomorrow. If you're in the area, please come out and see it in person. You can't beat it when it's in person, but otherwise, we'll call it there. Even the scoreboard's off. That's why the funny numbers. But 9-5, the final score. The Admirals taking this one over the Red Devils. We will see you tomorrow. Thanks, everybody. Good game, guys.